Alrighty, what's up y'all? It has been a long day. I've been out here for about 4 hours or so trying to get Onyx back on her feet. So I was well over my maintenance window for air filter, spark plugs. So I decided to give her a little tune up, check her out, clean out all the gunk from anywhere inside that I haven't accessed or been in for a while, and just try to walk you through it because it was extremely hard trying to video this stuff and do it all at once. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to pull it like I do movie review style. I'm gonna call up everything that I did in order, and this was my first chance to try to use the Insta360 with the 4K module. So I wanted to try that out, see how it worked in comparison to the GoPro itself, being in 4K 60 frames per second. So hopefully the video turns out nice. So anywho, started off by running the gas completely out of this tank. Well, almost. I got about half a gallon left, just enough for me to be able to start the bike, so that I could maneuver the tank easily. Gas, water, weighs about 8 pounds per gallon. This is a 5-gallon tank, so that had been about 40 pounds. Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yay, 8. So that had been about 40 pounds that I had to deal with, and that would have sucked. So I ended up taking off my fairings from both sides at the top only. I really only needed to get the top off. Wasn't too bad. You know, you take the back seat off, you take the driver's seat off, and then you take off the tank. You remove the return hose here. You remove the overflow hose under the bottom of the tank. Of course, I will insert videos of me doing this. And you remove the fuel pump fuel line hose by inserting a screwdriver into the hose clip and twisting it slightly. It will detach from the hose, and you can pull it off, separate the hose from the fuel pump, and you should be able to lift the gas tank up and off the bike. This fuel return hose, oh my god, such a pain, such a pain. I mean, it is very hard to get off, and you really want to be patient when you're doing this stuff. You don't want to tug, you don't want to break these hoses. They are rubber, they are strong, but they're still rubber. I did not have to cut the hose. I was able to get it off after a little bit of patience, a little bit of finagling, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Pain. Overflow hose, very easy to get off. Fuel pump hose, very easy to get off. Take the fuel tank off, sat it over there in the corner, and then I ended up coming around here and opening up the air box, took off all the screws from the air box so I can access the air filter, replaced it with the new BMC air filter. Got the box over there, I got the filter in the bike, of course. And before I ended up doing that, I removed the air box itself so I could access the cubby area at the top of the engine room where the spark plugs are. The spark plugs were horrendous. It was such a pain. There's a bad angle here outside of the frame where the intake for the air goes. So I cleaned these out too. The air intake where it's kind of semi-ram air, this air channel. You got the air that comes up through the front of the Ninja. It funnels itself up and around through this part of the frame. The frame is hollow, and then in the front it comes together kind of like where an elephant tusk is. It's like that big one nostril, and it channels itself into the air box. So I cleaned out all of that. There was actually a rock inside of my air box. There was a little bit of debris in there, so it was good that I opened her up and cleaned her out. But anywho, back onto the spark plug. The spark plug is kind of positioned under this part of the frame on both sides. So it's a pain if you got big hands. It's a pain if you're trying to take the boots off for the first time, if they haven't been unseated since factory, which they haven't. They're in there. They got a really good seat. So you have to pull off the cables. I disconnected as many cables as I had to in order to access the boots sleeves where I was working at the time. And as soon as I finished, I connected the cables back together because I figured that I would forget to do something, and I hope to God that I haven't forgot anything because I've kind of buttoned her up already. But if I have to take it back apart, then whatever, I'll just deal with that. But pulled the plugs out. Plug life is very difficult unless you got one of these joints. It helps me get up under this part of the frame. If you got an elbow flex unit, they're called many things, an adapter, which is what it is. Of course, you will need a spark plug socket that's got the little rubber grommet in there that helps you keep from breaking the ceramic end of the spark plug. I also have my magnetic tip stretchy extender because my spark plug boot did not hold on to the spark plug, but I was able to stick my magnet down there and swoop, pull that puppy back out. And it wasn't too bad for the center ones, but the left and right, like I said, they were under the frame, and you really got to be patient. You really got to take your time. You get in there, you get them off. Of course, I have the torque specs for all of these. When I put them back in, they're 13 Newton meters and something inch pounds. I can't remember. But what I did was I got the torque specs, of course, before I started working on any part of the bike, and then I just took my time, went around it, and got her done. The explanation is about 1/65th shorter than this whole time, probably even more than that. I can't math right now because I'm wasted, tired, my brain's done. But I wanted to get this done because I really went over my maintenance period, and this is the first time I've done anything like this on this bike. I did it before on my 06 Ninja 650, and then I immediately sold it because that was one of the selling points, that I had just upgraded the air cleaner and changed the spark plugs, and it was running like a champ. So I really hope this bike starts right now because I'm tired, and I tried to make sure I connected everything, and I tried to illustrate everything in the video as I did it. You have to make sure to disconnect this power cable. This is the power cable for the fuel pump itself, and it makes taking the tank off a breeze because you're not getting the tank off without disconnecting this. You pull it and you route it through up under this frame. It connects the tank to the bike. You could take this plate off, but you don't need to. You just take off this bolt, and then the tank itself will lift right up. You take off these two secure bolts here, and the tank becomes real floaty. That's when you really need to make sure that you don't have a lot of gas in there, because shift one side to the other, if you lose hold of it, it can rip out your fuel lines. Very bad day for everybody, especially you, because you're going to have to get it towed to mechanic if you are not capable of doing anything beyond this point mechanically on the motorcycle. So this will be the inaugural start after her tune-up, and if she starts up well, I'm going to button her up and then clean her up. Might go for a ride tomorrow, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it, let the fuel pump cycle. Heard it. So we do have power, as you can see. Fuel light is blinking because I got it down pretty low, but I didn't want to get it completely empty because I needed some fuel to be able to try to start the bike. So new spark plugs, new BMC air filter, fingers crossed. Mazel tov, it's a bike. So that worked out well for me. She started up like a champ first try. Awesome. I of course will see how the response is when I ride it with the new air filter, because the old one was grungy. It's over there in the garbage can already. Of course I will throw a video of the two next to each other with the clean and the dirty. But I'm going to button my bike back up. Really appreciate you guys watching. This is not an instructional video. None of my videos really are. This is just you seeing what I did do stuff to my bike. And if you can learn something from it, great. If not, then sorry. There are plenty of other videos, plenty of other resources for you to view. And of course, if I didn't cover something and I missed something, you got to trust more than one source. You can't just go to one place. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention is the airbox has a center screw right down in the middle. It is a pain. The air filter will shift downwards, and the mount hole for the airbox top cover will not go through because the air filter has shifted. And if you tighten down all the other screws, then you're going to look really stupid unscrewing all the other screws just so you can shift that air filter back up. So the first screw you want to do is the one smack dab in the middle. You kind of want to finagle the airbox down You want to have your eyes on the air filter as it's shifting. You want to see that screw coming through the bottom of the air box as it's closing, and then you want to seat it in that hole. And once you get some purchase on the screw hole, you're good to go. Only saying that because I had to do all that crap and it added another like 15 minutes to the job. So I'm out of here. I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Of course, I put the maintenance pictures up on the Instagram, and I will boop the Instagram name in right now. And yeah, I'm hungry. Catch you guys later.